When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. But I speak to border guards, and they tell us what we're getting. And it only makes common sense. It only makes common sense. They're sending us not the right people. It's coming from more than Mexico. It's coming from all over South and Latin America.
On June 16, 2015, presidential candidate Donald Trump officially announced his participation in the 2016 presidential race. However, the statements he made about Mexicans and Latin Americans was totally uncalled for and out of line. Not only Hispanics all around the world, but also American companies and celebrities had a reaction amongst the masses. These voices were not silenced and have expressed their disagreement. In his statement, Trump seems to focus only on the negative side of the topic. We've heard what Trump decided to say about Mexicans and the border. What he did not mention is that the number of undocumented Mexicans apprehended at the southern border has dropped from 1.6 million in year 2000 to 229,999 in year 2014, according to the Pew Research Center, making this a historic fall. Mr. Trump believes that immigrants are only bringing problems and crimes into the U.S., but according to the research done by the PNAE, 40 million immigrants in the United States have created $3.7 trillion in housing wealth, helping stabilize less desirable communities where home prices are declining or would otherwise have declined. Also, he leaves out the fact that these immigrants generate in the United States a lot more than what they take in benefits. According to the Congressional Budget Office, immigrants increases government spending by $262 billion, but increases revenues by $459 billion. If these people that are helping growing America's economy are not the right people, then who are? Who are the right people? One of the biggest issues with Trump's speech is the way he expressed it. It's not only what he said, but mostly the way he said it. Besides the statements being inaccurate, it distorts the public's perception of reality. For example, Donald Trump clearly states, "Some, I assume, are good people." The definition of the word "some" is a small amount or number of people. Therefore, he is claiming that the vast majority of immigrants are rapists and criminals. There are nearly 11.6 million immigrants from Mexico that are residing in the United States, according to the 2013 ACS research. Is he really that naive to believe that most of these people are rapists and criminals? From the looks of it, he's making Latin America look bad by generalizing. I am a legalized Hispanic male in the United States of America. I have been living in the United States since year 2009. I am currently a soldier in the United States Army and a college student pursuing an education. Put yourself in my position and imagine how you would feel by walking amongst Americans and to be portrayed as a rapist simply because Spanish is my first language. What a lot of people don't understand is the way these words make us look. This is not a random person standing on a corner shouting these words. Donald Trump is an internationally known public figure and presidential candidate in front of international television making these accusations. His opinion matters and may have an impact on people. Clearly, Mr. Trump speaks from the outside looking in. He doesn't know the sacrifices that most immigrants have to make to come to the U.S. to provide better opportunities for their families. He hasn't slept on the couches my mom had to sleep in or scrubbed all the toilets that she's had to scrub while being away from her two sons for years in order to bring us here for a better living. He hasn't worked the long hours of hard and dangerous jobs that my uncle has had to work with less than the minimum wage and no benefits to provide for his family, not to mention the millions of other immigrants working themselves to death just to have something to eat daily. Therefore, he angers us when he has the nerve to stand in front of the country and say that the majority of immigrants are rapists and criminals. His words, however, have brought consequences. Actions have been taken against Donald Trump's statements. His wrongfully chosen words have cost him a lot of his reputation and some of his money. Univision and NBC will not be airing the 2015 Miss USA and Miss Universe pageant, events that Mr. Trump partly owns. Also, co-hosts Rosalyn Sanchez and Christian De La Fuentes will not be hosting the event anymore. Additionally, Macy's cut all ties with Donald Trump over his remarks as well.